Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fire and Ice Ladder. I'm Aaron, known on Board Game Arena as webberaj, and today I'm joined by Chris Harris. Welcome, Chris, to the stream. Thanks for doing this with me. Well, also, I just want to apologize in advance to folks for starting the stream a little late. I ran into a bit of technical difficulties. I rushed home. I got home like 15 minutes ago to try to set this up. So anyhow, we're starting this a little late, but we will get there. It also says the Premier League of Terra Mystica on the top. That's a mistake. So boom, that is gone now. I totally just threw this stream overlay together in like 10 minutes. So if there's a few weird buggy things, which I'm going to notice all over the place, they'll be fixed next time we do this. So this is totally just in beta mode. Anyhow, before we jump into the game, which has just started, Chris, do you want to give us a bit of an overview to just viewers about what we're expecting for today, how Fire and Ice Ladder actually works, and all those sorts of things? Sorry, Chris, just hold on 1 second. They're saying they're having a hard time hearing you. My sincerest apologies. Why don't you say something
No
now,
problem.
Chris?
Testing, testing. Hello, how are we doing
Now Chris
today?
is super loud. I'm going to turn you down. All right, they can hear you. Why don't I just go full screen and fiddle with this overlay? Do you want to just rewind about 20 seconds and give us that whole rundown all over again? My sincere apologies.
No, no problem at all. So we're playing. So this is this is the Weekend Madness ladder on Board Game Arena using all of the madness of the Fire and Ice ladder I used to run on Snellman. That's now finishing up. So we've got the Fire and Ice factions. We've got the Fire and Ice extra scoring tiles. We've got a random map. But it's adding in the fan factions that we've got on Board Game Arena now. About 13 of them have now been implemented, and it's adding in the it's still using the auction format that we sort of know and love from Board Game Arena. So, and we've got each week there's about 4 different times of the week when anyone can come and play a game on a Weekend Madness ladder, and if you win or come second, then you'll move up the ladder a bit, and then you'll play harder people the next week is the idea. And what we've got today is the four of the top 5 people on the ladder. So they have won their games in the first 2 weeks. This is week 3, and they've won their games in the first 2 weeks and got up to here. So we've got Halai, we've got Hephaestus, Sivera, and JDI have all done really well in the first 2 weeks. And they are competing for the Fire and Ice trophy. So whoever wins this top table of the ladder of the week's ladder games will be the first holder of the Fire and Ice trophy, and we'll compete for it every week and keep a running tally of who's won it how many times.
Well, that's exciting. Sounds like a great format. My viewers already know how much of an absolute pro I am on Fire and Ice factions. For anyone who's new, that is meant as sarcasm. I'm even less knowledgeable at the fan factions, so this is going to be great.
Amazing.
All right, so we've seen. I'm gonna get you to help me break down this setup a little bit, given all this madness that's going on. So far, we have treasurers into ice maidens into
Amazing.
shapeshifters. So go. What does that
Brilliant.
what does that actually mean?
Okay, so the treasurers are a pretty crazy faction. You can bank any resources that you receive as income at the beginning of a round. So, and then you get it back double the next round. So instead of spending it, you can just roll it over and double it. It only works on income until you've built your stronghold. And so they tend to, if you thought that Chaos Magicians had a slow start, and a sort of small footprint on the board, treasurers are like double that. They tend to kind of bank as much stuff as they can and end up not really build anything until the later half of the game. So then we've got Ice Maidens. Oh, sorry, go on. Do you want to have any questions on the treasures before we move on?
No, I was just thinking about that. That was a very helpful description just to mention that they're kind of like Chaos
Right.
Magicians Plus, because yeah, that makes sense. If they're banking like, and they get a 100% ROI and everything. Like if I bank a worker and a coin,
Yeah,
I'm getting that worker and a coin back, of course, plus a worker and a coin.
that's right. Yes.
Right. So that's a better ROI for folks who are newer to Terra Mystica than any building's really going to give you. Dwellings sort of do that on the worker side, but not on the coin. So that's really, so they really are incentivized. Like there's no building they can build that's going to get them a better
Mm.
ROI than just not building stuff, right? And just
Yeah,
banking
that's
it.
true. That's true. And the tricky thing is you can't do a rollover, so you can't then bank it again straight away, I
Oh,
believe.
you have to spend the resources that came back, but then any new stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
So you might end up with like a quite a weirdly, yeah, it's a tricky to keep it balanced, your kind of income. You have to think ahead quite a bit, as I find it very difficult.
Well, and one of the other tricks to playing Chaos Magicians in general is that you're often late to your hexes. You want to build a temple, then you want to get a sanctuary, you want to send a priest to a cult, and you upgrade shipping. Then, like by round 3, you start getting dwellings out. And like good Chaos games are those that, people sort of, the game waits around for you to get your stuff together so you can start securing reds. And it's not like one of those games by round, you're a little slower, it's round 3 or 4, you want to secure some reds, and all of a sudden they're gone. So
Yeah.
I suppose treasurers are kind of and I think Fire and Ice is a bit of a map you want to be a little speedier that I've noticed with Chaos. You really want to try to secure red. So it'll be interesting to see how this treasurers
Right.
play kind of works. I wouldn't want to delay too
Interesting.
long depending on what other colors are in.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to think about whether they'll be good at clusters, because actually maybe they'll be able, because they'll advance dig, so they're not as
Oh,
it's not as important they get their natural reds as maybe some of the other red factions, but yeah,
so
maybe clusters work well for them. They'll just hoover up some spaces that are left. I don't
and
know.
they're a traditional digging faction just because they're so economic they can sort of afford
Yeah,
it. Is that the argument?
that's right.
Gotcha.
It looks like it. I mean, it's early days with all this. No one knows how to play them yet. I certainly don't. Um, Ice Maidens, shall I move on to them? So they're an ice faction. People might
Mhm.
know them a bit better. So they just start with a favorite tile of their choice. They're on. They don't have any natural hexes, but they are on blue, black, and green in this game, which is very nice on this map. There again, they get points from the stronghold for every. Once they build a stronghold, they get points for every temple they built. So looking at round 1 and 2 here of temple stronghold, it's possible that someone might be going for a really early stronghold and just cashing in points there. I mean, that would be quite early, but probably more likely round 4. But they might stay quite low. They might often have not many. They might not really necessarily go for the network win, but they can often still win on the extra scoring. They can go shipping and build out a few clusters towards the end to win some points there.
Right, right. That makes sense. Yeah, Ice Maidens, I've never been able to really wrap my head around, like, why are they good? Because the thing about
Yeah.
Ice Factions is it's like, you have some of these have these cool abilities. Like Yetis are easier to sort of digest because it's like, well, they can just like fiend off the power bar and like take a lot of power actions. But then they just start in the game down by whatever the average amount of native hexes a given faction normally builds on. Like if you're mermaids, how many blue hexes on average do you build on in the game? And it's like, I don't know, 6, 7, depending on how good the game goes. So Ice Maidens are just like down 6 hexes. That's they're down 6 hexes and they get to start with a favorite tile.
But that favorite tile, I mean, the favorite tiles are pretty good, and it turns out, and you get that income in round 1 as well,
It's
right? So
true.
say you take the air 2 favorite tile, and
Yeah.
you're odds on to get the double dig in round 1. Yeah, it turns out mathematically, Phil, it turns out that's kind of equalize most of the Yetis kind of many different kind of special powers they have, it seems.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, they are a cult faction because they will build a lot of temples,
Right.
and then they'll be able to send a load of priests to the cults, and they will yeah they do end up doing fairly well in the cults, and they might go for the 2 key town if they can get an early town.
Right. That makes sense. We see all the
What shape?
bids,
Yeah, sorry.
going on Chashdala.
Chashtala.
Am I pronouncing that
Yeah,
right?
Chashtala, yes. Anagram of Hajhala, if anyone's a Gaia Project fan, but also supposed to sound like Cash Dollar. So they are a super strong faction. So what if people don't know about these fan factions? the designers have put them all onto Board Game Arena and said, please test them for us, and we'll kind of tweak them, we'll nerf them and buff them as we need, in in a year or so. So I think they're generally not far off being nicely balanced, but the Chash Dala are one of a couple that are definitely overpowered. So you might see them just, regardless of setting, you might end up seeing them bid down by a good 10 points before anything else gets going. They're pretty cool though. They've got their own special track, their income sort of resource track. So and they can pay 2 workers and 2 coins to move up that track, and that will get them extra income each round. And it starts just before they've even bothered upgrading it. It starts with a 2 coin. And then if you upgrade it once, then you'll get 2 coin and a worker, and again it'll be 4 coins and a worker, then 4 coins, 2 workers, and they also get victory points for going up that track. That's a nice, again, like Treasurer, is just better than anything else that you can really do in the game, relatively speaking.
And they start with 2 coins, like they just have a native 2 coin income.
Yeah, which is probably the first thing that should go once they get around to nerfing this faction. But the real strength of them, I think, is their stronghold, which gets them 6 coin income, a bit like the alchemists, and then they can use coin to take the to take the power actions instead of power. So the fun thing you do with them is you immediately spend 4 coin on the 7 coin action, and then you've got 7 coins, and then you spend that on the double dig or something. So that's really strong, and I expect that'll come out round 2 in this game, if not round 1. In fact, if they might land on the double dig.
And it comes with 6. It comes with 6 coin, or sorry, their stronghold gives you 6 coin income.
The stronghold gives them 6 coins. Yeah, they start with an extra 2 coin income anyway, and that can go up quickly.
Oh, I see. Which is the equivalent of 12 power income, because 6 coins, I assume you spend coins like Bull 3 power, which means a coin is 1 Bull 3 power or 2 leech, depending on how you want to look at that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty
they look
crazy.
Really strong here. Green are obviously really good on this map. They've got some competition from Ice Maidens for some of their hexes, but I mean, if they can, I don't know if they can get E5, or even if they can't. Yeah, they look pretty good here.
And so will they try to temple into stronghold? I mean, that's usually tricky for a lot of factions, but
I would think that I think I've done that. Yeah,
that's pretty.
Because they can just well, they've got that 2 coins will help. They should probably get. I don't know. It's a good question. But I think the problem with Temple and Stronghold is you're also trying to build a few dwellings. But I think they can kind of they can wait on that. They don't need to build the dwellings. They can kind of move up the income track, or they can just focus on getting that stronghold. They might. I wouldn't be surprised they got stronghold round 1. The other thing to say about this set matchup is Ice Maidens often don't take Earth 1, so there really shouldn't be a rush there. Treasurers might want to get it quite mid game. So I like Chash here. Yeah.
So what do you think is the points difference here between Chash? Is that the best shorthand? I'm not going to sound like a noob here, Chris. I'm Chash. Is that it?
If you do, then blame me. I'm gonna call them Chash. Yeah.
Chash, yeah.
I'm gonna call them Chash.
Chash. Okay. What's the difference between Chash and Ice Maidens here? Like, we're seeing obviously that them continue to be bid down more. Ice Maidens are sitting there at 40. Like, what's the variance here between the best and worst faction?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So I'm just trying to look at the setup now. The cults look pretty good for Ice Maidens, all spades and workers. They might get, I don't know, the coin favor. So they look all right. Treasurers, I'm kind of surprised to see Treasurers being bid higher than Ice Maidens personally. I think they're a really difficult faction to play. Having dwellings round 6 is good for them. But I just don't know much about them, to be honest. I quite like Ice Maidens here, and I'm surprised they're the 40 faction. So I would have expected maybe a 15-ish point gap between Chash and Treasurers. But maybe Treasurers are stronger than I expect here. Shapeshifters look pretty good. and it's one of those factions that I think Halai is really good at, and will Halai likes to get an early stronghold with shapeshifters. Unlike I think most people tend to get it mid game or even quite late game, but I think Halai will get it quite early and just start messing with everything around the board and being quite aggressive, which will be fun to watch.
Hmm. And talk to us a little bit about shapeshifters.
So they have a sort of cultists esque power. I think it's kind of a cross between cultists and alchemists. I've described it as before. So they get something when people accept their leech.
Mm-hmm.
And what they get is the chance to put a power token in bowl 3 for the cost of 1 victory point. So you can almost see that as kind of a coin for a victory point, like the alchemists, but it's not unlimited. It might happen 10, 15 times in the game. But they can spend it on things other than coins, obviously, as well. And then the thing that they want to do with those power tokens is once they've built their stronghold, which is a cheap stronghold, only 3 workers, they can take 5 power tokens off their mat and change color. So they're brown at the moment, but they could change to anything except red and green is fair game here. They can just suddenly be like, no, I'm now yellow, and now I'm going to build on yellow hexes for free.
And when
And brown hexes will then cost, so they're only ever one color at once.
right, and then they're only ever one color at once, and every other color treated like spades function normally. They use the color wheel as per usual.
That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And when they remove those power tokens, they can do it from any of the power bowls, right? Like they can take a power action, so they've got some tokens not all stuck in bowl 2, but there's fresh tokens in bowl 1, and they can remove those.
Yeah, that's right.
That seems very Gaia Project to me.
Right. Yes, there's a bit of power manipulation going on for sure, and they'll tend to do it. I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 times in the game because
That
you don't
often,
have
eh?
unlimited power.
They'll shift 3 or 4 times.
It depends when you build them, but yeah, I mean they'll have enough power tokens to do that by the end of the game, assuming people aren't denying them their special power by not accepting their leech. And as I say, yeah, Halai likes to build that early. And I think what you might watch out for is Halai might go down to kind of 4 power tokens, and then hope that people won't just spot that and be like, right, no more accepting leech for shapeshifters, because
Right.
then he can't use a special power after that. So there's a little bit, yeah. I'm expecting quite seat of the pants stuff from Halai here, based on past form.
Well, Jekyll's already starting the starting placements discussion here with Maiden's D6 H6.
H6 D6.
H6. Right. Okay, so let's chat about that. That's not normal mermaid stuff. Of course, they're not. Obviously, they're very different factions, but blue, like D6 F5 is more common here. Is H6 like? Do you see H6 here? Why is that kind of? Why do you think that's kind of obvious?
Oh, great question. I need to have a look at that. So they've got tempo on. Oh, which favor token? They choose a favor tile now. That's a big decision for them. To see if they're probably not going to get power action. I'm just wondering if they've got like tempo to get E5 from Chash, assuming that Chash start E4. I guess treasurers. It's funny. It's funny with these new red factions. You're used to either there being chaos magicians or giants are both a bit weird, right? Chaos magicians only have 1 starting spot. And giants don't respect the color wheel, but now you've got some kind of normal red factions.
Yeah.
So you might see treasurers go on G5, for instance, rather than E2 here, I suppose. So there's that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know. And they might go like D7 G5, for instance, and might try and connect somehow that way. So I suppose there might be a leech party down in the south.
Right. G5, H6, and then
G6, but
that
then
seems
then
wonky.
Yeah, there's going to be some. Yeah, it's very difficult to say with these newfound factions where they're all going to start. So shapeshifters just need to be near people, right? Treasurers have gone E2, so they're hoping for a neighbor on D6. We haven't got the temp shipping tile here.
No, that's right. We haven't actually talked about the power tiles and how they're going to break
Mm.
down. Um,
So
uh,
Ice Maidens have taken the Faven now, which is the 4 power. So
uh-huh.
they're hoping to get the double dig. Oh, I mean they will get the double dig. Um,
And so do they take worker power here, or do they just take 2 workers? Or do they take a priest? I don't
right.
know. Um, if you know you're going to get double dig, just having the extra worker is kind of cool, but maybe they just take worker power. And they're going to dig E3 C4 if Chash isn't on it.
Right, so there's no spade tile either. My goodness.
Yeah, so there's no spade tile, there's no cult coins, and there's no temp ship. We have 4 scoring tiles in. Um,
Mm. Yeah, yeah. So I like E3. Yeah, I like. There's that central town looks well E3, and then yes, as you say, it depends where Chush go. Um,
I think this makes a lot of sense, right? Like shapeshifter C3, so green is just going to go on C4. There's like good leech in there. Okay, so Chash is starting on sort of normal witches Orin, like where you normally go on this map with green.
mm,
Would be nice if temp ship was in. So the question here, if you're cultists or halflings, is like, do you D8 or do you go H4?
right.
Right? H4 is kind of like you're stuck. It's a little gross, but D8 is like you have no place really to double dig. Not that you're expecting it, obviously, but like, and I assume shapeshifters play a lot differently, but
Yeah, so they start with very poor power,
uh
only
huh.
4 1, 4 2, so they definitely won't get double dig. And they will, yeah. What are they going to do here? I think they are going to probably start shifting from round 2. I would imagine with such low spades in the game, they can't advance dig. Um, they're not they're not typically going to be a good cult faction. So yeah, there we go. We've got. Oh, okay. I was expecting maybe F4, but I think there we go. We've got D8, so they are gonna. I don't see how they're gonna get a spade in round 1, but maybe they're gonna. What will they shift to? This is the crazy. I mean, they might shift. They can't shift to red, because treasures are red. So I'm not sure. Then it looks like they might have a goal of maybe advancing ship a couple of times to start expanding. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know here. This is and then treasurers. Do they go D7? I know they don't.
Right. I mean, I suppose. Yeah, it's difficult to know how the network's going to pan out, whether they'd be concerned about not connecting. So Jekyll's right, D6H6, absolutely right. Um, yeah, sorry, I'd missed what color the Ice Maidens were on. So it's 1 dig for black, blue, or green. So maybe
Yeah,
that's the situation here. That's why kind of I5 looks better here for them.
right.
And E3. They'll want to take G6 before Chash have a chance, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Um, So we've got a lot going on right in the center there. We're going to get a lot of leech. I think shapeshifters are going to be happy with that.
Oh, and Chash does take the priest. I mean, it's a nice priest. Is that a ship advance?
Right.
Or is that a priest to fire one? I don't know. Big building tile. So I guess ice maidens are just getting worker power here. Treasure is getting 6 coins, presumably. I don't know what else they'd be after here.
Yeah, and then they can put that straight in their treasury. They will do.
Right.
So they'll probably put 2 workers and 6 coins straight in their treasury, and then they
I
might just get
see.
a temple this round and then pass.
So we couldn't see that, but JDI was prompted saying, "Here's your income,
Mm.
right? You have the
Yeah,
2 workers and 6 coins. Do you want to put them in?" And he does.
yeah, and you can see that at the bottom of their income box now. They've got that those square brackets with 2 workers and 6 coins.
And what's the cost again for Chash to upgrade their income? It's 2 workers,
Two
two.
workers and 2 coins. Yeah.
So Aerodel is saying in chat, does Chash want to max their income track ASAP? Is that
Yeah, it's it's a good question. I don't know the answer, but I mean, it sounds like dwellings are going to be slightly cheaper if you can come by them, right? So your suggestion of advancing shit might make sense. Um, what it does allow you to do is delay your your expansion and your upgrading to the round where you get the points for that. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
kind of little like I'll do this as a kind of nothing move and a holding move if you like until and wait until next round. So I think so they didn't take the big building tile, so I guess they're not taking the stronghold this round. So I guess they will get a temple, possibly earth one or possibly fire one, and then
For who? Who's fire one or earth one? Are we talking about? Chash.
Chash,
Okay.
my guess. Maybe fire one if they're going to get the stronghold round two, then that'll put them nicely in place for the power actions
Mm-hmm.
with using their special power.
So treasurers here, they can't take a power action. Presumably, I don't know what else they would do other than just temple here.
Mm.
Maybe JDI is just trying to figure out what favor tile to take. Like, I don't actually see another move for them.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, it's funny. You kind of signpost your moves a bit, your turn a bit with treasurers because you put everything you're not going to use into your treasury, and then everyone knows what you're planning to use. So yeah, I think that's right. It's going to be a temple, and this is where you start thinking ahead. You're thinking ahead, right? What's my income next round? But not only that, but what do I want to bank next round
Mm-hmm.
for round three? So you're already thinking about like how balanced is my round three economy looking, which
Mm-hmm.
obviously depends a bit on what you're doing in round two. And I think they'll be building dwellings in round two, if anything. So I don't. Their stronghold is good, but only once you've got your economy working,
Mm-hmm.
I believe. So I think round four stronghold looks good for them.
We see Ice Maidens take the priest. That's greedy. There's no. I guess that makes sense. Right, because Chash is getting 2 power here, but that's not enough for double dig. So Ice Maidens are getting to get away with a priest into double dig.
Nice,
That's always super nice. I love that when you
very
don't
nice.
have to, like when you just have double dig control and you can take another greedy power action first.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, yeah, I like Ice Maidens here. I think they are. I think they're pretty much the only culty faction. I don't know what treasurers tend to do on the cults. Um,
do,
but yeah.
do Ice Maidens just take Earth 1 here because you start, like, is that common if Ice Maidens temple in round 1, or do they, is double, like, back-to-back economic favors common enough?
Oh yeah, that's very common. Back-to-back economic favors. Sometimes even um, water one, or water two,
Oh,
but over
interesting.
Earth one. I think it's Matt the Lesser has written the best post on Ice Maiden strategy and says, take Earth one if it's around, but don't worry too much about it because you don't need to build that many structures to have a good game as Ice Maidens. Especially with this extra scoring tile in. It's funny I like this round six dwelling round for them. They can just bash out a few dwellings in the final round to get some cluster points, but not worry too much about network.
Right. So Ice Maidens
Um,
decline to build. That's interesting.
hmm. Maybe they will be getting Earth one then.
Maybe.
Yeah, you certainly can also play Ice Maidens more expensively, um, or you can just choose to take Earth one to
So more
because it's not really a good
Swarmlings-esque.
thing.
Like, you can take Earth 1 if it's there, but oftentimes just sort of building tall is fine too.
Definitely. You can finish with 7 structures on the board and win
Hmm.
if you build the stronghold early and start getting points from the temples. So yeah, 2 temples in the stronghold by about round 3. That's 6 points. Then you get a third temple in round 4 or 5. You win all the cults.
Now,
Oh,
are Ice Maidens going to, so they're going to temple here and a couple dwellings into a round 2 stronghold? And then a round 3 temple? Is that...
so this is what I'm not sure about. Yeah, I think round 2 is pretty early for a stronghold,
Oh, I was going to say,
but
okay. So it's more like
yeah.
a temple, and then I don't know what they do next round. Round 3 is another temple. Round 4 is a stronghold.
Yeah, so if they take an Earth 1,
They did, yeah, that's
yeah,
interesting.
So that suggests that they will be, trying to get their economy going rather than just going for the points from early on. So yeah, that suggests a stronghold waiting until round 4. But but another econ favor, another temple soon with another econ favor, but maybe that'll be round 3. So maybe I don't know what they do next round. So they've got the same thing as the Yetis, where they've got cheap dig upgrades. So it's only one worker to upgrade dig.
Right. So we're apt to see treasurers and ice maidens both upgrade digs this game.
I would guess so, yes. And the other two aren't allowed to upgrade digs, so we won't see them upgrade digs. So I think, yeah, because think about where the spades are coming from. Yeah, shapeshifters are going to try and do without spades by getting their. Oh, they've got 2 temples this round. Right, intriguing. Look at that, shapeshifters. They've gone double temple. Fair enough. It's a temple round. So that's going to make it probably mean that they won't be building their stronghold next round.
No.
But they I guess they probably will be trying to advance ship twice and expand that way.
They'll just put, dwellings next round, more dwellings in a trading post next round, and that trading post becomes a stronghold in round 4. That seems.
The slight trouble is that they don't. They might run out of neighbors, and their neighbors are particularly useful to them. So let's have a look. What do you think? How are they going to get neighbors here? I guess Chash are going to go to D9.
Yeah, I was just going to say, hopefully Chash are going to go, D9 and start developing that way. Like, they've been cut off from the Central Peninsula, so if they want to just, like... Well, I guess the other thing is actually Chash is... I would expect Green would just take F5 and G8 if they were allowed before. So... But yeah, I would imagine shapeshifters are just hoping that like Green makes their way over to the D file, D9 through 11 stretch, and then they can, E6, E7 develop there a bit. But otherwise, the neighbors aren't looking great here.
They might even get a sanctuary next round. Or they don't even have the. No, they've gone on the shipping tiles. They're gonna be advancing shipping for sure. Yeah. Okay, and Chash are gonna get their stronghold. It seems clear. Treasurers have gone on to the 1 worker, which presumably they'll bank all their income again. So they'll end up with 4 workers and loads of coins.
Next round, how does that work? So they get their income is 2 workers, 3 coins, a priest. They bank all of that. Oh, I see, but they're getting what's showing in the bank. 2 workers, 6 coins times 2 is what's going to return as non-bankable income.
Exactly right.
So they have, so assuming they bank all of their bankable income, then they will end up with 4 workers, 12 coins to play with, which is, I don't know.
It's a sanctuary. I don't know.
Is that good? I don't know.
I have no idea. They might not bank their priest, of course. They might send their priest somewhere, or might advance shipping and. Who's gonna get the double dig next round? I don't think treasurers are going to get it. They're just banking now, so it will look a bit confusing until they've decided what to bank.
Not sure I love this dwelling tile take from Ice Maidens. How many points is that scoring for them at a cost of 4 coins?
Right. Yeah, because are they getting a spade this round? They've only.
Even if they get 2 spades, I'm not sure I love it. So I think that was just a mistake.
They will get the double dig. Right. So you're right there. Yeah, it's only 5 points. So what were they? What could they got the coins?
4 coins. It would be 4 extra coins for 5 points. I mean, if they get the double dig, okay, it's. I think I would, especially in a Fire and Ice endgame scoring. You've taken Earth 1, yada yada yada. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if they get the double dig, it's not the end of the world. So JDI we're waiting to see if he's putting what he's going to put into the safe. Presumably it's everything. The priest is the question mark here. Yeah,
could be. He might leave a worker out and try and build on, I don't know, G5 or something. I mean, I realize there's a lot of chat about round 2 sanctuaries around your way. I'm just wondering if we're going to see a couple this round. Rest assured, we won't see him from Ice Maidens or Chashdala, don't worry. But
Yeah.
I'm worried about. No, we won't see it from shapeshifters either, will we? So, but treasures is the only risk there. Um, yeah, they're still thinking.
I don't know. What would they do it for? To take Earth 1?
Hmm.
Yeah.
There's one.
I don't know.
There's one Earth, one left. Yeah, yeah, it's really. I mean, yeah. So I've been playing. I've been playing Terra Mystica for about 7 years now, and when I started, it was all about you take Earth 1. Yeah, round 1, turn 2. Right. So I'm still trying to get my head around this. Like this. I think a really good change to the meta that actually, yeah, you can delay, and if everyone delays, then it's kind of all right. But if you're the shapeshifters, they really need. They're like the alchemists in that they really need to find some ways to score. And if you delay Earth 1, then everyone else decides to rush it. Then you still feel a bit silly.
Yeah, I feel like I came into the Terra Mystica scene just as people were like in like an Earth 1 frenzy. I was like so confused when I was trying to wrap my head around this game.
Yeah,
But like all these like arguments over this like favorite tile that I never really, I don't know.
it's funny, yeah, because the advice is all, oh, there we are, the sanctuary. It's come down. But they only banked. What did they bank? So they've kept a couple. They've kept one extra worker back and a priest. So I think they are looking to maybe
Up,
build another dwelling this
upgrade
round.
ship in G5. Yeah.
Ah,
Seems
yeah,
okay. Yeah.
yeah. So they can't bank their cult income, I believe, either. So yeah, cult income is a bit less useful to them than other income.
Right.
Right. So what's happened here? Shapeshifters.
Hey Fickles, hey Jekyll.
Hello.
If someone
Yeah,
oh yeah, so Fickles is gonna sue JDI apparently. Fair enough.
I was also saying to you beforehand, to the best of my knowledge, JDI is based in Taiwan, where we started the game at 5 a.m. local time.
Right.
So that's got to be a bit of a disadvantage. The rest of these players are all based in Europe, where yeah, it's pretty late. But I think I'd rather be playing this at 10 p.m. than 5 a.m.
100%.
Uh,
100%. So Ice Maidens, there's no pressure here on double dig. Wait, where are these spades going, by the way? They need to upgrade ship if they want to double dig. So they can dig blue, black, or green. So they can dig
mm,
I5. And then they want to upgrade ship and take D5. So is this a ship advance? Double dig?
good. Mm, good point. And they're pretty short of coins by that stage.
Are they short of...
They'll have the coins for that, but then they'll be
Oh, then
well,
then then they're
I guess they can
broke.
fall on the six coin pass tile, and they should be okay.
Right, because then next round they want another temple.
I would have thought round 3, yeah, second tempo, round 4
See,
stronghold. I don't know when do they get their town?
it's well, I mean, D6 and E3 are never a town by themselves, so they might as well just
Mm.
bridge and
Mm.
I guess that's the thing. They can just bridge that stuff together.
Yeah,
It's never merging two towns together, right? Like I think that's
yeah, you're right. I mean, perhaps that's what they think about doing right now, and then they get loads more power, and they're trying to work out if, for instance, treasurers might beat them to double dig.
if treasurers would beat them to double dig. Well, they're the only ones they would have to give treasurers double dig.
Mm.
Right, but if they take the bridge though, they're not getting the town this round. I see. So they can't yeah. Ice Maidens can't get a town this round.
Oh yeah, sorry, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was that they did? Oh, they just advanced shipping. And so do
They
treasurers.
haven't.
Okay.
Cool. You called that right. So we've got treasurers going on to G5 with their final.
I,
worker.
I love Double Dig here from Ice Maidens, but it is like one of those situations where you're spending all of your coins and all of your power to generate more worker income. Like it's this huge shift in your economy. It's like my coins are
Mm.
shipping, my power are spades, and I'm doing it all to generate worker. Like it's the most coin intensive delta that you can imagine. So
Yeah.
assuming they want a temple next round and they also want a stronghold in 4, what it really looks like to me is they want a temple next round and an extra trading post for that,
Right.
right? So
Yeah.
so that's 11 coins and they'll have 7.
Mm.
Like it's tight, right? They're playing a
Yeah.
I guess they'll get some. I guess they just really want a coin action. They'll get 2 power from treasurers. Do they get 2 power from someone else so they can pass and get coins next round? I mean then they're cooking, but
It looks like they can get the coins already, can't they?
oh, they have air too. They have air too. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So will they yeah, they're not gonna pass before treasurers necessarily, are they? Or we'll see what treasurers do next. But treasurers are going to be doing a lot of early passing. Um, so they're going to normally get their pick of the power actions. If they have any power, which they do at the moment.
Right. Is there any reason
And
why?
now we see the.
Sorry.
Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, but now we see the Chash stronghold down. Now we've got to look at not only their power. So they're down to 4 power tokens, which is, but that's fine because they can just top that up with coins,
Mm-hmm.
and they're getting 11 coin income, which, as you say, is basically 22 power, right? So they, if they once they pass, they can get their pick of the power actions every round.
Oh my goodness. So with Chash and like usually it's one of those things where if like engineers and swarmlings are in the game, Air 2 is not as good because you're always like, oh my gosh, there's so much pressure on power
Mm.
actions. Chash seemed like an absolute nightmare.
Mm.
They have
Yeah,
11 Bull 3 power to spend.
yeah, yeah.
So
And their first thing they'll do is probably spend 4 of them on 7
right,
or on
right.
3
Just
power.
spend 4 power on 7 power and annoy everyone
Yeah.
and then just buy all the rest of the power. Yeah, so it's just yeah,
Mm.
passing tempo. Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry. While we were talking about that, Ice Maidens did pass first.
Yeah.
That might have been correct, but that is so painful. I mean, maybe it's
Mm.
not as painful as I'm making it out to be, but built like an extra worker in round 2 going into round 3 while being on the dwelling tile, that's a worker and a point. I
Right.
guess that's just what you got to do to get 7 coins and 7 more coins. Yeah, it's probably right. It's
Looks
probably
like it.
right. It's just painful.
It does look like it. Yeah. So yeah, I was going to say, so they are going to advance dig. So that's what they're going to do with all their workers. But yes, they do need those coins to get that second temple, and then to actually do those dig advances. So yeah, they do. It's their lack of coins is a short-term issue, but it is an issue.
But they have exactly enough to do, I think. If the plan is next round, trading post, temple,
Mm,
trading post for their stronghold in round 4,
brilliant.
and then build the dwelling, they need 7 workers. And then with the coins action, they have the coins for that.
Oh, nice.
I think they need
Good.
13 coins, and they have 9 plus 7. So,
I am going to take your word for that. But yeah, yeah, that sounds good then. They've done a good job
yeah,
there.
this seems fine. So,
Um,
are they just templing for water 1? This seems very greedy for Ice Maidens to just go like round 1 Earth 1 into round 3 Water 1. Like usually that's very
mm.
expensive with 4 points pass tiles in and extra scoring on, but maybe they're
No,
just
you are
gonna get
right.
away with it. I don't know.
You are right. I don't actually know what favorite tile they'll take. Could so what could it be? I mean, they could take another econ favor. So they could take Earth 2 or Fire 1.
The Fire one's gone, so it
Oh,
probably is just
right.
Water 1, and then they
Uh,
I don't know what else they do. Wonder if they'll get power. Can they get coins and bridge next round and town up?
right. Right. That would be good. And then they could get up to 8th spot on the water with a with a priest.
Do they have 2 places for spades at 1 ship?
Hmm. Well, they should do, shouldn't they? But let's have a look. They
Uh
got F3, B3.
oh, F3 B3. Yeah. Okay.
So they're starting to think about clusters here, aren't they? So they're yeah, that's starting to look pretty good. So maybe they, I mean, yeah, the cluster scoring indicates maybe they don't want a bridge, but right, treasurers have managed to get the double dig. I didn't actually spot how that
Wait,
happened.
what just happened here? So treasurers took double dig. Where did this? Oh, their second spade was on G8. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't think that. So someone must have upgraded near them without me noticing. But I can't see who. Oh, was it the dwelling on H6? I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Anyway, right. Shapeshifters are happy to have a neighbor on D4. Um,
Did okay. Halai got that accept. I was a little worried that Halai did not have enough places to develop with adjacency, but that was his first. He just took a single spade on D4.
and it's cost him because he's had to, and this is generally fine, but he's had to burn 4 power to do that. And remember that if they're burning power at shapeshifters, it's not fun because that takes away from your ability to shift
Uh-huh.
later in the game. It's not
Right.
quite as bad as Dragon Lords. You can do it a bit, but yeah, he's chosen to do it there because I think D4 was a key hex for him.
Is there an argument with shapeshifters too? I understand that Halai went double temple into shipping, so coins are good. But are with shapeshifters is air two a thing to just like get better power cycle and power management for that very reason?
Well, I don't know. I mean, later in the game, you might end up with much fewer power tokens, so that I think that would be risky. Or at least it would be there'd be a downside to it. I've not seen air two with them. I mean, I
Oh,
generally you
okay.
generally see scoring tiles anyway.
Oh, okay. What I like
Yeah, I think
Halai's game a little bit better. So we do see Chash go to D9. I'm hoping for Halai's sake this is another accept here. Yep, cool. Okay, so Halai went from no adjacency to he got 2 accepts this round. He got out his dwellings. Um,
yeah.
yeah,
He's got 2 shipping now, and then yeah. So as soon as he shifts color, that's gonna be pretty crazy to watch. I think with
yeah,
2 shipping. Yeah, I do. I think one of the great sights in Terra Mystica is Helai playing shapeshifters. If you ask me,
right.
I'm always surprised that it might be a sanctuary round one, or it might be 2 temples here, or a stronghold round one. You never know what he's going to do.
I mean, a single shift to yellow seems broken here. Like he still has another dwelling to build on brown. If he shifts to yellow, does he like that's just so many hexes. Do you even need that many more hexes? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5, 6 hexes you can just build on. 7.
Right, right, yeah.
Like that's I don't
It's
know.
a
That's all of your structures except for like the big build. Like it's a lot of your structures, right? You only have 3 structures after that.
mm, yeah, that's a really good point. And you've got treasurers here. Sort of the only other ones sort of competing for those yellow hexes, and they're obviously starting quite slowly.
Well, and they're
As
digging they're
they want.
digging the different yellows because the yellows I'm thinking are like
Mm,
C5 like B6 A9 looks so cool to shift to yellow from a
mm,
B7, and there's your town. And then,
yeah,
and then maybe the rest don't become a town, but it's cluster scoring. So you get D1 and A4 and B2 and G2. And red's going to take H7 and red's going to take I4, but like, there's sort of different parts of the map. Like red seems to be pushing
yeah,
into F6, F7 stuff, like the usual sort of chaos southeast. Like they seem to be sort of splitting up the map nicely. I don't know. Maybe I'm
yeah.
getting ahead of myself, assuming it's a yellow shift. I don't know what the other big play would be here, but
No, it does look good. I do see what you mean. Yeah, let's see what else they could do. No, it's got to be, hasn't it? They can't shift to red. So Chash has taken that. There's been a bit of, well, there's 3 factions that want a bridge to build their town, and Chash have got in there first while we've been
mm-hmm.
talking. They aren't going to be able to get the town this round though, because they've got no access to a spade anymore. So I just wonder if there's a bit of competition for that 2 key town,
I
and whether.
just noticed something I want to complain about slightly. I don't love. I don't love the second trading post from Ice Maidens, but I'm not
Ah.
a fire and ice like.
Hmm. So what favor tile did they get? They did get water one.
They did get
Okay.
water
So
one,
it's
and it
just
is a trading post round, but there's also another trading post round in round 5. They could have just delayed that. It was no extra
mm,
points. It was, I don't
mm.
know. Maybe I'm.
Is there were they are they playing for tempo at all, or they're hoping to get no? Because they would have wanted to get the big building tile if anything. I think they now need another worker to get their
They super do.
stronghold.
Yeah. Now,
Mm, yeah.
maybe if they pass onto the TP tile, then they're getting 2 points from that trading post that they wouldn't have otherwise gotten. It sort of opens up that tile. I guess that's probably what they do, is they just pass onto the trading post tile. That gives them the 4th worker for a stronghold.
By the way, this is my first time casting, and I kind of thought I'd have time to read the chat, but I really haven't.
No,
Has
it's it's
been
it's
anything?
amazing. It's amazing how yeah.
Um, so just think, is there anything interesting going on there? Someone said tempo for two key town. I don't know if they're just repeating what I said and putting question mark and things. I don't know what I mean.
So
Uh,
to recap, Fickles is suing JDI. Jekyll, as per usual, hates fire and ice. So this is the stream for you. Earlier on, people really wanted to know what your favorite fruit was. I'm going back to like 20 minutes ago, so we can pivot over to there.
my daughter's favorite. I love all fruits equally. My daughter's favorite is a mango. If anyone's keeping track.
Mango, cool.
Yeah. She'll have mango 3 ways for dinner. She'll have like pot of mango juice, and I don't know what else she'll have. Some other kind of dried mango.
All right, there you go.
Um,
There you have it, chat. I don't know. That's
right, so we got some spades. So we got that. Yeah, seeing that Ice Maidens are really happy right now that they can bank some hexes because with shapeshifters prowling around everywhere. So they've got taken F3, made that ice. So yeah, the race for the clusters is hotting up a little bit. But
mm-hmm.
that's I mean Chash Dala, I don't like how they've now been cut off from half the map. It's not going to help them in cluster scoring, certainly.
No, you're totally right. This
What,
yeah.
anyone
I don't know
watching?
why we didn't talk about this beforehand. I mean, usually like Witch's stronghold smash
Mm.
something on F3 and figure out how to pay for shipping
Mm,
later, but like at least they can sort of get over there. But
yeah,
what do you even do now? I don't know.
yeah. Now I haven't played Chash on this map. I've played the Enlightened, and yes, as soon as I got to the dwelling placement, I was kind of what do you do when you have an expansive faction that doesn't have the Witch's stronghold? Because you're just you've got this F3 problem. So do maybe even start on F3? So yeah, I don't know what we'll see. There's a meta kind of develops over the next year or so, whether C4 E4 will be actually the right place to start for Chash, or whether they should be starting, I don't know, maybe even on F3 itself or
Yeah.
something along those
Yeah, maybe
lines.
just paying for shipping earlier. I mean, they do have a million coins and the ship tiles in. I don't know. Like if that was a
Yeah, but
path,
the
but
yes, but the one thing, they can buy priests and coins, can't they, and go ahead with that. So there might have been a path there. But let's look. I mean, look at the points. I mean, Ice Maidens and Shapeshifters are way out in front on the points here. And I think that's they're so Ice Maiden's are going to have some inherent scoring coming up after this round. Shapeshifters have got inherent negative scoring from their special power, but
mm-hmm.
I still do I like where they're at. They're looking good for cluster scoring here for winning that.
This looks so strong for Brown here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, this just looks great. Like
So they've actually taken their sanctuary instead of a stronghold here. So they've maybe they're thinking we only need one shift. Let's do it. Let's wait till round 6 for it or something. But that's
maybe.
still it's exactly the kind of thing I wouldn't think of. So they've taken that water one. So it's similar to alchemists. You really do want to hit all of the scoring tiles with shapeshifters, and maybe they were worried. So maybe they're worried that there was going to be a race for that, but it didn't look likely.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess the thing is if you want a sanctuary, like it's an 8 point sanctuary, right? Because getting water
Mm.
one, right, before you build a trading post for your stronghold is like it's 3 points there. So
Yeah.
maybe they just do they stronghold next round. It's only 2 points worse, you know, because it requires a trading
Yeah.
post. And they get on the big building tile, and then they just shift once, and I don't know.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Looks like that's what they're gonna try and do, and they might also just fancy getting. Well, yeah, that's probably a good place to have a sanctuary. Oh, now this is interesting. A sanctuary of ice bones. You do not see that very often.
What is happening? What?
So they've
Wait.
obviously that's to get the town. Um,
Yeah, but they lost the 2 key town. That was to get a coin town. They just spent coins to
right.
get coins in Air 1. But
Mm,
now they're out of workers, and when they build their stronghold, they're down a temple. I assume their
yeah,
ability does not consider sanctuaries temples.
it does not. It does not. So that's gone badly. I didn't see whether they had a chance to take the Tuki town. I would have thought if they'd taken a bridge, they would have beaten Trash to it.
I don't understand this at all. I don't understand this. I mean, they're on the TP tile. It's 2 points better. A stronghold covers up a trading post, I guess. But this just looks so wonky. Like,
Mm.
I guess, yeah, I don't really.
So yeah, what can that mean? I mean, and which flavor tile did they go
Air
for?
1.
Right, they were. Okay.
Like, they just went Earth 1, Air 1, Air 1, Earth 1, Water 1, Air 1. Like, that's. I guess it gave, like, Air 1, like, gave them a
Ooh.
worker on air. Like, it allowed them to, so that's
Mm.
nice. A few power and that extra worker is nice. But that
Yeah.
stronghold would have been. That stronghold would have been 8 points for the temples.
So
Minus.
it's 3 points, 3 points per round per temple.
Okay, so it would have
So
been six points, but really only four because they lose two on the trading post tile.
hmm,
This sanctuary is an additional three, so it's actually 1 point worse to do this, but it's worse downs. I don't know. I don't.
and yeah, so downstream they're now getting what 3 points around from one as opposed to
Yeah.
they'll be getting 6 points around from two temples. Um, oh, now okay, I guess I need to explain what the stronghold does for treasurers,
Yes.
which is going to be tough. So basically now, so remember I said before that they can bank only the things they get for income.
Yeah.
So now that's not true anymore. They can now bank anything they like. Then the best thing to do with this is banking cult income, which unfortunately they're not going to be able to use it for because they're not getting any cult income here. But imagine that you win, you get, if you imagine they were 6 spots up there and they're getting 3 workers, immediately put that in your, at the end of the round, put that in your bank. And then before you've even had another turn, suddenly that's turned into 6 workers.
Oh, because you
Um,
wait. You can bank it in
so,
between
so you bank
rounds, but
it,
get it
yeah,
back right
yeah,
away.
you can bank it during the round, at the end of a round, just whenever you like. Whenever you receive something, you can bank it once you've got your stronghold.
Oh, right,
So
because
you,
cult income happens at the end of a round, not at the beginning of rounds.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You can bank the stuff you get for towns, and you get double back next round. You can bank what you get from power actions. So that's quite nice. I don't know if they actually did bank the 2 workers they got immediately, or if they could do. Yes, they did. They put that. So they got the 2 worker town, put those 2 workers straight into their safe. So that's nice. Yeah, it's a very, I think it's very strong hold.
They're also on the
But
big building tiles. So they're going to get to pass for 8.
mm, mm,
Ice Maidens pass here for 4 plus 3 onto 7 coins, I would assume. Yep. They do have lots of points.
yeah, they do have lots of points. Will they? And yeah, they're gonna be able to definitely compete on clusters. I would say, not maybe not with shapeshifters, but with the other two factions. I mean, Chash are going for a second town. It looks like, because I mean, I think Chash is gonna struggle to get clusters now, unless they do manage to get to like G4 somehow. But I don't think they're probably not even going to try, are they?
3 ship just to get a
G4.
dwelling down. Like, I don't know what else that does for them. Not much.
Yeah, I mean, unless their opponents let them get G4 and G3, but
Right, and then they could spam. That's a lot of shipping.
So Chash might be Ice Maidens on network, but Ice Maidens should beat them
Yeah.
on clusters.
But does Ice
Now,
Maidens come in third on clusters? Like, how will treasurers do here on clusters? They'll get some reds, eh? Like, they'll get A7 probably.
This is what I'm trying to work out. Yeah, they're really, really kind of explosive faction at the end. Look at that. I mean, they've got 12 workers and 10 coins and 2 priests coming out of their saves. That's immediately like advance dig twice and have 8 workers left over to do some digging.
Mm-hmm.
And they've already got 10 coins just sitting there plus their normal income. So, yeah, they'll be able to do some stuff, and they'll be able to hit the rounds they can get trading post next round and dwellings round after. I don't know if they can now roll over into their safe. I think they can't.
If they can't roll what over into their save?
So I don't think their stronghold ability it allows them to take the things that come out of their safe and put them straight back in again.
Right. And just for viewers, I do realize that this stream overlay does not take into account Treasurer's extra long, like, the box that shows all the income's larger, so it's covering up the stronghold artwork. I can move it. I don't know that it's going to help. That's what it looks like. Yeah, anyhow, we'll put this back. What else is going on in chat? Jekyll thinks I'm a professional. Not sure where that's coming from, but I'll take it. Appreciate it. And yes, great casting from Chris. I agree, Ghostly. Wouldn't know it was your first time either.
Thank you. This is about the point when you ask. Well, you've been very kind not to ask me who I think's winning yet.
That's true. I haven't. All I've said is that I don't know. I kind of assumed Shapeshifters were winning just because they were their end of round, whatever that was, 3 or 4, when they'd gotten up to like I2, A2, B7, E6. Like, they really like.
Yeah. I think you're probably right. Yeah. I think Shapeshifters. I think Ice Maidens have got a good point head start, and they're ahead on 2 Colts.
Yeah.
And they've got a load of scoring tiles, and they've got a lot of a decent amount of. Well, everyone's got. Look at everyone's. Everyone's got a load of coins, a load of workers. Everyone's pretty happy at the moment. So we might see. I think we're going to see a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how to count treasurers here, but I mean, is it just Shapeshifters, Ice Maidens, Treasurers, Chash here? I don't know.
That would be if I had to place a bet without being able to think about it, then I would do that. Yeah.
And network is Shapeshifters, Treasurers, Ice Maidens, Chash. I have no idea. Cool. Chash, Ice Maidens. I don't know where Chash is building. Are they building anything else this game? Like.
Right.
Like I don't know how the third in network's going to shape up. And then in cluster scoring, it's Shapeshifters, Treasurers, Ice Maidens, Chash, right? Treasurers are just going to upgrade digs and dig themselves a second over Ice Maidens, probably. Or is that
seems plausible? Yeah.
I don't know.
It's so hard to figure this out. I mean, I think we don't like treasurers just can seem to be able to do a lot in round 6, but then sometimes no one posts the games where it all goes to pot and you don't do anything in round 6. So you only see the really good ones, but it looks fairly good. I'm not sure they're going to make the most of their stronghold ability.
Who?
Yeah, they have advanced dig once already.
Ice Maidens?
Well, either of them. Yeah,
I see.
Certainly Ice Maidens. But I think the treasurers, I don't see them putting that much in their safe this round unless they have already without me noticing. What was I going to say? Yeah, so shapeshifters. I think the fun thing is to try and figure out where the shapeshifters towns are going to come. They might. Yeah, they can't shift to green. It
But
suddenly does look quite tough for them to build that many towns.
who?
Shapeshifters.
Yeah, it's interesting because the thing I was trying to figure out was like if shapeshifters are going this shift to yellow route, then when are they getting a bridge between C5 and B6? Like, do they shift? Do you know what I mean? Like, do they if they shift and build dwellings next round, they need a dwelling on C5 or B6 to pay to even buy a bridge. Seems tricky for them. Like, are they going to be able to get to shift to yellow this round, I suppose, build a dwelling next round, and then buy a bridge when there's possible bridge pressure from like, well, I guess there's bridge pressure from treasurers, or treasurers trying to do a second town. There's only one bridge.
So if they shift to yellow, then D7's only one spade. So that might be where they're
Oh,
going.
okay. Yeah, that's fair.
So they might be looking to get their stronghold on
Ugh.
what?
But it's so rough because then they're
D4.
going to need 2 trading posts like next. I guess they have water 1. I don't know, it's fine, but yeah.
And if they're getting their stronghold this round, but they may not. But if they do, then they can at least get one dwelling down this round and TPS, I think. The stronghold's only 3 workers. Oh no, there we go.
Ooh.
So taken both those options off the table. That's interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, I should have caught that. I mean, I did know that treasures were at 2 ship, but they just upgraded digs.
Yeah. And they've
Um,
got so many resources now. So they've got 2 ships. They've upgraded digs twice. They've got 6 workers and 8 coins left.
why is he taking that this round? Just because he thought shapeshifters might hard dig that and secure it this round for a town? Like, is it just to be?
I guess so. I mean, they are they? Yeah, so they are connected. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, they'll need to pay for a 3rd ship, but yeah, they'll connect.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, Iceman's are going for a second town. Are they down G3H3? Not clear. Maybe not.
That's 3 spades.
They've
Oh,
advanced dig as well.
They've advanced dig,
Twice.
and can they build? Well, if they're gonna G3, then they would just H4, right? That's the same amount of digs. And then can they H4 and get out 2 trading posts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a trading post round. Like I think they can do that with a worker to priest and a power to coin. I think it's a little awkward. 1, 2. Oh, yeah, they would just not dig H3 until next round. They would double dig. That's 2. A dwelling is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So their priest is a worker, and now they need 8 coins. Yeah.
And they've got 2 spades coming up, which I guess are going to be B3, and so they might want to put the other one of that on H3.
H3, and then B3, yeah.
So I'm not so happy about shapeshifters now they've lost that town.
Yeah. Okay, so he's protecting that hex. And G9 with the other one. But that's a pretty ugly town. Like, so B6 is to allow him to create a town up there with like A9, B8, and then 1 neighbor.
So he could shift to blue and get A8, A10, or could he? Or how many?
Oh, I see. Shift to blue and.
But yeah, you're right. In that case, why take B6 in the first place?
Yeah, that's.
I want to take A9 if anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, A9, B8 or something, and then shift to blue. I don't know. That seems. Okay. JDI is getting out. Well, he wants to get as many trading posts this round as he can. So will he do 2 more? Probably, and just go down to having 2 worker income, like engineers.
Oh yes, we haven't talked about the Treasurer's crazy income board. Have you spotted this? They've got
A little bit.
the
Their second
third,
trading post does nothing either. I'm just going to zoom in for chat here.
yeah, their third and fifth dwellings don't do anything, and then their second trading post and their second temple all are blank.
Right.
So it really dictates. It's really saying, keep your footprint low and bank everything.
Right. Not only is your ROI better than most factions, like pick a vanilla faction like mermaids or nomads or something, like just right, like all of your stuff generates 100% back, but your board itself sucks.
Yeah,
Like it would
yeah.
make sense to not build stuff as late as possible if you had the faction board of nomads, but like they have like a faction board that's like worse than engineers.
Mm. Yeah, so it's really interesting. So yeah, you
Wow.
really
Such an incentive.
y
That's a crazy amount of incentive. That seems like a lot, to be honest.
yeah. So here, yeah, they're sitting on a blank dwelling and trading post income at the moment. They want to change one of those, I imagine. So either they might take another temple, or they might more likely, yeah, get another trading post, or two. No, well, yeah, one more,
A trading post, right?
at least one more trading post. Yeah.
On G5.
Mm,
Oh,
yeah.
maybe Halai took B6 because he thought that treasurers were gonna go for another town. Is that a thing?
Ah, yeah.
I don't know.
Because treasures are now ahead of shapeshifters on points, and might be thinking they can catch up with them on, yeah, on endgame clusters and network.
Civ didn't trading post put a trading post on D5 that suggests, well,
Okay.
maybe still a town down there, but I don't know. I liked my plan better.
Yeah. And
Uh,
can't now take H4, but I guess they'll use their their cult spades to get
yeah,
H4. Oh, I don't know. Maybe they won't. Or B3. Where else could they go? They've only got one ship at the moment, so B3 is the only single dig hex in their reach. Is that right?
yeah, I think so. B3. Um,
They're still sitting pretty out there in front on points, and they're looking, well, they're looking okay on Colts, but yeah, not looking so good on endgame scoring right now.
Man, they are so tall. They really are hitting the track. Like, this is crazy. Just smash this TP round, gets to pass for 4 points on air 1, and then has 6 free dwellings next round with spades coming in.
They do have spades coming in. They don't have many workers, and their spades aren't doing much for them.
They don't have many
So,
workers, but they do have, what, a ton of power income. They have 5
mm,
workers. They have a worker tile that's sitting there.
mm. But it's looking like, I mean, what are they thinking about at the moment? They're thinking about, I mean, are they going to try and, are they going to build their stronghold at all? I mean, it looks like probably
Oh,
not.
I'm getting back to Sorry, I'm getting back to chat a little bit. B6 is Shapeshifter's connection hex.
Oh my gosh, right.
Obviously.
Oh
Wonder why
yes,
he
of
took that
course.
hex. Maybe he's trying to build a 5th town or something. I don't know. That seems like a terrible town, Halai. What do you... It's connection, right?
Connection, name of the game. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a
So
36
bad.
point hex for him because he's smashing like a lot of endgame here.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's right. So as soon as treasurers take C5, he has to take B6.
Yeah.
A7 would have worked, but that's, yeah, obviously very much at risk. Yeah, I'm starting to really like the treasurer's game here. I'm just trying to work out if they are going to be competing for network and clusters.
I mean, their points, they just smashed points here. Like, they're up to 90 points. Their cults are a mess, and their end game is... Uh, well, they're not... They're good on clusters, though. They're...
So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, and Ice Maidens are going for the second town. So, are they just... And they're not, like... Treasurers probably aren't getting a second town, but they still will get, like, F6 and H9 and A7 and they've got B5. Like, so
Mm.
treasurers are going to come in second in network and second in clusters.
Yeah, so shapeshifters are going to get what 0 towns. It's looking like, and
What was that bridge? Who was that? Chash just
is that who's that taking the bridge from?
Well, I don't
Cookies?
know, but the funny thing about it is it's actually one of those things where it's actually giving him adjacency, so he would have had to build an expensive trading post. So it's
I
like
love it.
might as
Yeah,
well take this. I was going to spend it in coins anyhow. Maybe it's annoying to someone.
yeah, nice.
But that
Yes.
looks really weird up there in the north. That's a
Yeah, I built exactly that kind of bridge there as Riverwalkers the other day, and
Oh,
just
did
to make
you?
it extra weird, I had the Riverwalkers landscape tile right next to the bridge, so
Right.
it was very possibly that we I should have posted it on Cool Towns Club. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Um, so yes, so Ice Maiden's still got lots of points. They're gonna get that town. Shapeshifters are not looking so good anymore, are they?
Well, they have a pass tile. They're getting another town. They're gonna get um they can still get third in network and clusters. Maybe. Like, well, I don't know. It's hard to read how many, like, Chash has a lot of resources. So does everyone. So it's really hard to read this. Like, is Chash just going to hard dig down a bunch of dwellings and places? Like,
Hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 8 structures now, 9 on B9. They dig, like, I don't know.
I mean, Chash get double dig and single dig actions here if they want them. But as you say, they don't
Right.
necessarily.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I
it's.
guess they don't want them.
I guess they might as well take them and then just do worker to coin. Like, it's. Well, not single dig, but they take double dig, presumably. Just to take it off the table. I don't
Right.
know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out are Ice Maidens getting any endgame scoring? Maybe they don't. Do they bother building a? I guess they bother building a stronghold because it's worth 8 points or 7 points between their
Yeah.
tile,
Hmm.
but then it covers up a trading post, so it's not really even that good. It's expensive. Yeah, I don't know.
So if they can get two dwellings, that's 8 points, and that's similar cost.
Yeah, they probably just build. They probably just build dwellings in the south until they town up, right? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hmm.
Um, well, how are they towning in the south? H3, and then I guess they could town up with a couple of triple digs, but that seems too expensive,
Right. So maybe they do get the stronghold and
right? Because they're out of trading posts. Unless they
right.
want to build
Yeah.
another temple, right? So the stronghold is helpful there because they could stronghold TP dwelling on H3. I don't know.
Hmm. This they have enough for that? Just about.
Just I think that's 8, 4, 5, 6 for the TP, 7 for the dig, 8 for the dwelling, and then they
Hmm.
are out of coins and like, yeah, they're not that's them only getting one more dwelling out. Like, I don't know. The town's probably just a mistake. They should probably just smash 4-point dwellings and contest endgame points.
Yeah, if they've got a chance on that. So they've only got one shipping. So they'd have to advance ship, and they could hit a couple of the advance ship once. They could get maybe 3 more clusters, 4 more.
So right, so C2 and then B3 and then
Hmm.
H2 or I2 or something.
If they take D3 instead of C2, they can get F1 as well.
If they take D3
Yeah,
instead of C2, then they can get F1. Yeah, I guess sort of same difference. I2's in the bottom,
right.
right? So that's 6 workers, and then they just get 12 points of dwellings and 3 more clusters and 3 more network points. That's got to be better than like an ugly town. I don't know.
Well, that gets them to 7 clusters, right? Now, I'm trying to figure out. So, I mean, shapeshifters are surely going to win clusters, especially if they're not
They're
towning.
not
They've got one, two,
downing.
three, four.
Yeah, I
So
guess.
they've got 8 clusters already. They can get some more if they so desire.
Oh yeah, like they have G9 and I9 open. Like they're just
Right.
right without
So
even.
they're not even taking their stronghold at all. It looks like. Is that right? Or
Ugh, I. I mean,
it looks like they're
probably
right.
it just makes sense to build 3 point, like to build those dwellings, and then you've got like 9 workers and 11 coins
Mm,
left to just build a
yeah.
3 point trading post into another 4 point dwelling.
Yeah, you've got single spade, and they're all clustered. So yeah, they're going to win clusters. They're going to get down to what, maybe 3 or 4 left on their board. Our treasurer's gonna, how our treasurer's gonna, and that'll be, I've lost track how many clusters that was now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 11, 12 clusters. That's definitely going to win, isn't it? Treasurers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but they are going to be able to get a fair few more
Was
and get
it
up to 10 or 11 clusters.
Chash taking F6 makes a lot of sense. I wasn't really thinking about that for treasurers. Maybe treasurers
Ah,
don't care as much. They do have advanced digs, but
and they're pretty nailed on for second on clusters. Whereas Chash, yeah, maybe there's just not much competition on clusters at the moment. Chash it's just about whether Chash can get up towards Ice Maidens, which they probably can't.
so Ice Maidens do go for that stronghold.
Right, there we go. Yeah, and I think I was just coming to the conclusion that, yeah, that does make sense because, yeah, they're gonna beat Chash on clusters anyway.
Oh, they're gonna be okay. Fair enough. So they're gonna beat Chash on clusters anyhow, and they're never gonna beat treasurers or shapeshifters. Like they just know they're always getting third here in clusters.
It looks that way.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Whether they're in a race with Chash for network, on the other hand, um,
Okay. Here's the town coming
probably
in
not.
from Ice
Probably not.
Maidens. I'm curious what this is. It's actually a worker town or something.
Hmm. Right, to get I2. Yeah.
Like if
What's
they had a power, they would have 4 coins, right? Like if they got one leech in a worker town, they could get out 2. Yeah, it is a worker town, and he's just desperately hoping for a power,
right?
which I don't know if someone gives it to him. Maybe not. What else is happening? Halai builds I9. Oh. Oh, Halai is working a town here.
Haha.
Okay.
I
Fair.
feel like that might lose them clusters to treasurers, though.
Well, so he needs 2 trading posts, a hard dig, and a dwelling. Is 8 workers. Gives him a worker and 2 priests left. So that's 3 workers and 3 coins once he's done his town. And then he just needs to build 1 more dwelling. Right? Like if he builds 2 trading posts, he's building 2 dwellings, F7I9. So you're right, that it's the cluster issues. Like he can make all these, get out all the structures on that. He can probably even take an 11 point town and get it all done.
Mm. But he'll end up with 9 on clusters, which I think it risks losing out to treasurers, which I don't know whether he feels like he's in competition with treasurers at the moment.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So treasures are on 7. What are their shapeshifters would end up on 9 if they get that town and plus I9.
Yeah, like
Um,
I think they will, but then like they'll get
uh,
9.
tre treasures are going to get to 10, surely.
Yeah, I mean they have H9
Yeah.
and A7 open, and then if they make their last dwelling anywhere else, then that's just more, right? Like
Mm.
so.
Yeah, yeah. I had them down as getting to maybe even 11 um, clusters, but I thought that shapeshifters could get to 12 if they didn't town. But they're not worried about
Oh, you thought they could get to
securing a
12.
cult.
You thought they could get to 12. Okay.
Mostly making the claim in the chat that all factions are fully upgraded digging.
Yeah, I saw that. That's pretty
So
hilarious.
it's a philosophical question, I feel, whether you can say that Chash and Chopris is a fully upgraded digging. But
So who do we like here? What was our previous? It was Shapeshifters, Ice Maidens, Treasurers, and Chash.
yeah, I feel like Treasurers surely are looking good here. They're definitely gonna. They must. They're the only ones not on a pass tile,
And their
and
cults are a
they're
mess. They
not.
have 7
And
cult
Colts are
points.
a mess. But they look like they are going to get quite a lot of network points. They've got a fair few points left to make this round. Hmm.
And Ice Maidens are getting nothing for endgame scoring.
Looks that way.
But they pass for
I
12.
don't know, they might still beat Chash. Yeah, they pass 12. They'll get 3 or 6 points on the net on clusters.
I mean, Ice Maiden, you know. And how will they do on cults? I mean, probably they just win 2 here, so they have 16. Maybe they get 3 on endgame. Yeah.
Doesn't look like. I don't think Shapeshifters are going to finish ahead of Treasurers on points.
But yeah, like Ice Maidens
so
are 160 to 165 here. Yeah, Jekyll, I think, is it just Maiden? Like it always, I'm hesitant to say that because I'm looking at a game with Fire and Ice scoring, and they don't seem to be competitive in that or Network. But so it's, you know, it's taking me a while to sort of fess up to that. But I think it does look like Ice Maidens here. Like they're just 160 or 165 here. They're not getting this extra power, which is a little sad, but for another dwelling.
if Jekyll says Maidens, I'm very happy to go with that. Let's quickly do some quick maths on Treasure. It's only Treasurers who could catch them, right? So what are they going to get? If they do actually win, they get 36 points. I mean, they might get 33 points from end-game scoring. That's not going to get them anywhere close to 160, is it?
No. And they have
maybe 8 points from the Colts.
Yeah, maybe they go priest to air, priest to earth, and they go 4, 8, 10 cult points. They pass for nothing.
They've got another 8 to 12 points from building dwellings.
Okay. And what are they getting on endgame for network and?
It looks like it's, well, maybe, I don't know, 30, 33.
Well, then that, I mean, if they get 30 or 33 and they get the 12 for dwellings and they get their 8 on cults, now they're competitive with Ice Maidens. So
I might have slightly over-egged how many more dwellings they can build. It may only be.
So our Shapeshifter's third here then, which just is another reminder that casters are terrible at casting games. It's like the biggest curse if you're playing in a tournament and I'm like, oh yeah, so-and-so's winning, you're definitely screwed. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the one thing I got right about Halai's Shapeshifter's game was that it would be unpredictable.
Yeah. Yeah, a Shapeshifter's game that did not shift.
Yeah. But yeah, I consistently failed to predict his moves and his success throughout the game. But yeah, at least he kept it interesting as I promised. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a low town game, isn't it? Super. So we've got, well, green will have 2. Ice Maidens will have 2. I guess it's, yeah, 6 towns. And people had to put in some work for them. Yeah, it's not a lot of towns. So, what is Hephaestus doing to finish this game up? Building a trading post on A6. I don't know, taking the 11 pointer. I don't know.
Sorry, I'm just distracted because I'm just remembering the pre-game chat. So just to remind everyone what's on the line today, there's actually two prizes on the line today. One is the inaugural Fire and Ice trophy, but you also get moved up and down the ladder depending on your results. And Sivera started 5th on the ladder, and Halai started 1st on the ladder. So I think if Ice Maidens do win and Shapeshifters come 3rd, I think that'll be the trophy to Sivera, but I think they won't actually get right to the top of the ladder.
And how does moving up and down the ladder work based on wins? Like, what's the
it's horrifically over-engineered based on many years of realizing how difficult ladders are to do. But it's so if you win, then you move up 5 spaces. But of course, everyone else is playing at the same time, so you don't actually move up 5 spaces. So what actually happens is you kind of like, if Sivera was 5th, then they would end with a score of 5 minus 5 is 0, and Halai would end up with a score of 1 minus 0 is 1. So that means Sivera would be ahead of Halai.
Oh, okay.
But if Halai can somehow come 2nd, then they would stay top of the ladder. Yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, it looking like a good result for Sivera. But it was I've been really impressed with the Treasurers game. They've had a really balanced economy all the way through. I think it's a really hard faction. And I think they've played it pretty well. But will it be enough? We think it won't be, don't we?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This is really hard to count all these endgame points here. We haven't really talked much about the cult races either this game.
Mm.
Well,
Yeah, so Chash got the 2 key town, and that's yeah. I said
Yeah.
they weren't really a culty faction, but they did get the 2 key town. They have one cult from it. I'm not sure that's a great return on investment.
Yeah, they have 19 cult points. I don't know. Oh, and that was a power town?
Oh.
Why was that a power town?
Oh.
Oh, for a ship advance? Oh, ship advance. Wait, why didn't they just take a coin town then? Oh, I see. Because it's literally worth an extra point for them. Yeah. Right, they still need to advance ship to a 3rd to be competitive for any of this stuff. Also, the other thing we failed to mention was that Chash double hard dug D9 or H9.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't have the mental capacity to I didn't want to interrupt you, but B, also to figure out like what counting were they doing versus treasure, like anyhow. But green nuked a red, and I think it was 6 workers and not action 6. I don't know. Either way, expensive, but.
Well, did they have any other ways of getting another cult, another cluster? Yes. No, they didn't, did they? So.
Well,
that was the cheapest cluster.
Yeah, not at any, like if they upgraded, yeah. So not at less than. Oh, this is funny. We're seeing. Halai just built a stronghold. But back to Chash. Not at cheaper than 2 digs. Yeah, like they could have gone H8, so you might as well just take H. Yeah. Nuke a red.
Yeah. So does that put them ahead of Ice Maidens? 1, 2, 3, 4. Assuming they do connect. They're on 5. Puts them level with Ice Maidens on clusters.
So Halai shifts here because
even that yellow shift is going to happen.
I guess. Yeah, I guess it's just cheaper than. I guess he's out of browns and it's cheaper than 2 spade. Yeah. It's not that great of a return, but it's 5 power for 2 spades, right?
Right.
So he'll just convert 5 power into 5 coins and then shift and build. But he'll have to build a trading post first. So he's getting out 2 TPs and 2 dwellings.
Right. So he's got how many? He's got left 3.
That's
Yeah.
20, and then he's going to take the 11-point town, let's say, for 25. Passes for 8, 33. Has a cult, 41. Is 45. Plus, he's winning both endgame scoring.
So he is. So he is
81.
gonna.
Is
Yeah.
he crushing this? I did math really quickly and came up with 170. Jekyll. Maybe I'm not terrible. We're not terrible at casting after all.
Yeah. Just leave out that.
But that was
middle
really
bit.
quick math. That was like muttery math. 170 kind of math.
I wouldn't be surprised if this happened. I think Halai, in fact, referred to a game we played in the Terra Mystica Tuesday League, where on this map I was Ice Maidens and he was Shapeshifters, and I was just the whole way through I was like, Shapeshifters have screwed this up. They haven't. They can't. They
Right.
haven't got the point engine to come back and win this game, and then he ended up winning by like 30 points or something, and it just So yeah, would it could happen.
There it
Again.
is. That was painful to the eyes. I need to turn my monitor brightness down. That is. Wait, why is the treasurers? Has this just been chilling here, chat, for like a year? The treasurers thing is just. What is going on? Whoa, this is weird. Okay, sorry if that was there for a long time. Must have been the shift that moved that up, I bet. Anyhow. So Halai's yellow. Cool. And he has exactly enough resources for...
So just like the cultist, if his leech gets rejected, he'll get an extra power. I don't know if that's relevant here.
Put it above the pass scroll, Super. You want me to move JDI's little thing? Okay.
So Hephaestus has to work out whether to accept the leech here. I doubt it's that relevant to him.
Yeah, so it's just a matter of which Halai... Is it possible that Halai would rather decline here?
Possibly, yes. So he has paid the victory point to take a power token. So what's he looking for? He needs what, five coins to go with his 3 workers. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4.5. So I think that's so long as he can build next to. Oh no, he's going to upgrade next to someone.
Oh,
so it's all good.
He's min-max. Yeah, he's calced this perfectly because if he gets, I mean, I guess he's hoping for the decline, but he'll build a trading post next to someone, and if he gets the decline, it gives him the other power he needs to have exactly enough resources.
So he's trying to find someone who's not going to decline, but
just to be a victory point better. But I don't know that he has a dwelling next to any level 2 structures. Is what I'm looking for.
No, yeah, doesn't look like it. So he might have to pay that extra VP.
Yeah, and then he'll have a power stuck in Bowl 2 at the end of the game, or so he'll have a half coin left over.
Yeah. So with Shapeshifters managing to hold off treasurers on the end game, do they win clusters as well?
Shapeshifters?
Yeah.
Well, he's getting 1 more.
Yes, so that gets him just ahead of treasurers.
That's 10, and so he'll have 10.
9. Yeah. So that's.
Wait, aren't treasurers 10? 1, 2, 3,
oh, sorry.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think treasurers are 10.
Sorry, you are right. Yeah.
So they'll tie.
Okay, so that definitely puts pay to treasurers' hopes of the trophy. We think, but now the question is, whether Shapeshifters have enough points.
Whoa, Ice Maidens did decline that. I don't really get why. I think that was a mistake.
Yeah, they just said in the chat.
Yeah. Okay, so that gave Halai a point. So this is a really tidy ending from Halai. It's almost like he's played this game before.
Yeah. Very nice. I'm glad they built that stronghold. Yeah, that would have been a bit disgusting for them not to do any shifting at all.
Yeah. So Halai, everyone else is passed out of the round. Halai is passing here. And we'll see the final points roll in. Yeah, Yeah, this was incredible. This was a lot of fun to cast this with you, Chris.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's been a real treat for me. So thanks very much for the opportunity. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, no one can talk back. Bloody casting.
And just so folks know, I'm still trying to work out some of the details, but my plan is to try to cast some of this tournament on Sundays moving forward. So just stay tuned in either my Discord or in the one that they've set up for the Fire and Ice ladder for details on that. And if you haven't already, I'll just take the opportunity now for a quick plug. Please follow the channel. It's always a good way to support. You'll get notifications when I go live. Yada yada yada.
And if
Crit.
you
Sorry, go ahead.
Google Terra Mystica Weekend Madness, and you should find the information for this to join this league as well. Join this ladder.
This was a lot closer than I thought, and
Oh.
I'm glad to see it was a 2-point difference with Ice Maidens. So that accept did not cost would have, but it almost. That was too close for that 1-point difference. They won by 3. Yeah. Wow, incredible. Wow. Congratulations. Chris, would you mind just messaging in chat, just so I don't have to muck with stuff up, just to let Civ know to jump into the Discord for a post-game into my server, and then I will...
Yeah.
Just hang tight, folks. We're going to get Civ on the line.
Is he in your Discord?
Yeah, and I just added them to this channel. Cool. All right, just we're waiting for that to happen. I'm just going to break down the stats here a little bit. We can take a look. So, who got all the coins this game? Shapeshifters got 4 or 7 coin actions.
So Chash did not make use of that that lovely little multiplier.
No. What did Chash spend their? Yeah, got no coins actions. Double spade once, single spade twice, a worker's action, 2 priests, and 3 bridges. That does not seem like great power use. Yeah, this is a sort of a tricky game for green here, and I think it was Jekyll that mentioned that Ice Maidens also made it difficult for them, right? Now, maybe they should have sort of foreseen this with the whole F3 thing, but I didn't catch that early on. I think you made the comment at some point, Chris. It's like, where is green expanding here? And I don't really know what the plan would have been for that.
Yeah, they took G6 for first round, then F3 in the middle of the game, and yeah, that's pretty painful.
Yeah. Did Civ say they were jumping into Discord?
Sorry, I was not paying attention.
Yeah, no worries. Oh, wait, it messaged.
He's not said anything in chat.
All right, well, cool. We'll see if we can get them on. But yeah, so someone in chat just mentioned, where is it? Wondering if Talai is still number 1 on the ladder. Where was that comment?
Yes, yeah. Ghostly was just saying that. Right. So, yes, I believe so. Yeah. Talai will stay at the top of the ladder. But his name will not yet be on the trophy. I'm sure it's only a matter of time. But the first name on the Fire and Ice trophy is Sivera.
So to get to the trophy, you just need to be high enough on the ladder to make it to this game, and then you win this game, you get a trophy.
That's the one.
Cool.
Not a real trophy. Disclaimer.
There'd be a lot of trophies if you were doing this. Are you doing this every week? You're gonna
every week. Yeah,
send out a trophy to someone. That's a lot.
Sivera saying sorry, can't do a voice interview at the moment.
No worries. All good. Yep, that's totally fine. We will do our best to try to get to do post-game interviews for future streams, but from time to time players are not able to do that, so that's totally fine. Any final comments sort of from you, Chris, about also just the tournament in general, or plugs for the Discord, anything like that you just wanted to mention before we wrap things up for today?
It's really fun. I might send you a link to maybe post in your, or I'll just post it in your Discord channel. But yeah, it's open to everyone, and it's intended to be available to people at all levels who've never seen the fan factions before. and yeah, we'll try and get you with someone of a similar level. So yeah, come and play next weekend. There's no commitment. Is the way we're doing it. So yeah, you can just decide on the day whether you actually want to play that week or not.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Or you can play 4 times if you want.
Right, with all 4 different time slots.
Yeah, we might add some more. So yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
check it out and then just come along and play and learn these amazing. I love these new factions, to be honest. I think they're great. It was great when they got released, and they're all sort of really showing the beauty of the design through people like figuring out how to play them. So yeah, really exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thanks so much for putting this tournament on and for inviting me to cast. It was a blast to do this, and I hope to be able to move some things around to make this work a little bit more consistently in the future. So we'll stay tuned, everyone, for that.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Awesome, and thanks to everyone for tuning in on this and for participating in chat, for all the great discussions. Please keep an eye in the Discords. Join both. I put a link to the Fire and Ice Ladder one in chat. Of course, you're not in my Discord. Join that as well. Stay tuned for updates, and hope to see you on the next one. Bye for now, everyone.